8th grade lab safety video. I am Melissa Avery, a teacher at Eagle Middle School, and I will be guiding you through the 8th grade lab safety video today. So sit back, listen up, relax, and enjoy. What is the first thing you do in the science lab? You read the directions of the science lab, or wait for instructions to be given. Yes, as instructors, we know what we are doing. We've been in the business for many years. We like to have fun, we may goof around, but we know what we are doing. We like to make science fun and interesting. Goggles. Remember the most important item in the science lab. When do we wear them? All the time. Goggles should be the very first thing that you put on your lab, in the lab, and they should be the last thing that you should take off in the lab. Where do they go? On your eyes, of course. They do not need to be worn on your forehead or around your neck. Now, while you may have a beautiful forehead and a lovely neck, and you want to protect them, we really need to make sure that your eyes are protected. They are very sensitive, and sometimes if they get damaged, it's irreplaceable. We can't fix the eyes. Did you know that most of the time accidents occur during lab cleanup? So it's ultra important that you remember to wear your lab safety goggles through the entire lab process, even during cleanup. They should be the first thing that you put on and the last thing that you take off. Other safety attire. Making sense out of it. Now, you may not like the rubber boots or the lab apron or even the lab coat, but they are here to protect you. You might just start a fashion statement. As instructors, we know how chemicals will react. We are not playing in the lab. Fire is by far one of the most dangerous items in the laboratory. We throw the word of caution to you. Gasoline is more dangerous than anything that we have in our lab. So please don't try to recreate the lab situations that we have here at school by mixing chemicals, using gasoline. We know what will happen. We know how chemicals will react. We are the lab instructors. Again, please don't try to recreate any of the labs that you see here at our school. Fire safety. If you catch on fire, if something catches on fire around you, there are 3 items, the first of which is this fire blanket. It is located in the back of the science lab in a red box. You pull from the bottom of the red box, the fire blanket drops out, you place the fire blanket on the area that is on fire, and you tap or beat lightly. The other item that we have is the shower. This shower can be used to dispense a large amount of water over your entire body. This is typically used if you get a chemical spill on you. You simply grab the lever that is hanging from the shower nozzle, and gallons of water will immediately start to pour out from the shower head. Now, we need everyone in the lab to evacuate immediately when somebody is on fire or they get a chemical spill on them, because we need to get their clothes off as soon as possible. The final fire safety item is the fire extinguisher. If there is a fire, there is a fire extinguisher located at the back of the lab. To use the fire extinguisher, you pull the pin, compress the lever, and take the hose and aim at the base of the fire. Again, you aim at the base of the fire. Now, typically, the instructor will be the one to use the fire extinguisher. However, if the fire is larger than all of us, we need to evacuate the building immediately. Someone will call 911, and we'll get the experts to handle those extra large fires. My eyes! My eyes! This is the eye wash station. If there is an emergency and you splash something into your eyes, your lab partner, because they will not have anything in their eyes, will grab you by the shoulders, rush you over to the eye wash station. They'll pull the 2 flaps up, compress the handle, and you'll need to put your face in this eye wash station for over 20 minutes. You need to let the chemicals be washed out. If you are wearing contacts, you will lose them. You also need to remove your goggles in order for the eye wash station to work. This is the goggle cabinet. You can see that it has a lock on it. Located to the right-hand side is also a knob that turns the UV light. The UV light shines down for approximately 20 minutes to sanitize the goggles. This is the correct way to put the goggles away. In order to use the goggles that you see here in the photo, we have one size fits all. So that means one classroom set. We like them put away neatly so that we can preserve them for years to come. When to notify the teacher. If there are any chemical spills in the laboratory, you need to let the teacher know immediately. We know how to neutralize the spills with these materials here, and then we can properly clean up the materials. Cuts, burns, and scrapes. Now, while the nurse will probably handle most cuts, burns, and scrapes, we do have a first aid kit in the back of the lab. You need to let the teacher know if you've cut yourself, if you've burned yourself, if you've scraped yourself. There is a bucket of emergency supplies that is used in an emergency situation. This is more for a school-wide disaster. Nonetheless, several supplies are located in this bucket. Protecting you from you. Think before you move. It is so important to use common sense in the lab. Think about things before you actually do them. Move slowly. Sometimes we'll be working with hot equipment. Most of the time we'll be working with glass. Again, it is up to you to use that common sense. You don't need to be drinking out of the lab beakers. You don't know what's been in there, or putting your hand on a hot plate. That's just plain nonsense. You could burn yourself. You could hurt yourself. This is a lab. It is a working lab. This is not a fun environment for anybody to be playful in. No horseplay. Walk slowly. Again, think before you move. Finally, ending the lab. The final thing that you do right before you take your goggles off is wash your hands using soap, water, and a paper towel. A quick rinse in the sink doesn't do the job. You have to use soap and scrub vigorously. While this is happening, you need to repeat "Science is cool" 5 times. Science is cool, science is cool, science is cool, science is cool, science is cool. And then you're done. Giving credit where credit is due. The presentation today was completed by me, Melissa Avery. The photos were taken by me and my little brother Matt. Our model was Maddie Drown, a student of mine as well as a friend of the family. And the lab was used at Eagle Middle School. I hope that you found this beneficial and helpful, and I hope that we have a fun year in science and doing our labs. Have a great year!